Welcome to another video from Rogden Gaming by Commander Rogden. This is Commander Rogden here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be back permanently. I just had an inkling to create a video saying how there's been some interest going around about The Sims 3. I figured I'd make a walkthrough on how to develop a super sim. And what I mean by that is a sim that's immortal before they even age up into the adulthood. So they'll be young adult forever, which means you can have them pump out children as much as you want, go around the town, never need to worry about time. I'll also be selecting all of the lifetime rewards, probably in another video, the ones that are useful anyways. And perhaps another one will be developing a family and populating the town. We'll also be breaking the bank with a neat little trick from Sims University. Speaking of expansions, I have all of them installed except for Island Paradise, Nightlife, and Into the Future, primarily because they tend to slow down the game. I mean, it doesn't usually happen until around the 1,000-day marker or so, but just to be safe, you don't have to play that way. Feel free to use all of the expansions, but there are a few mandatory ones. Primarily, that would be Generations, University, and then for the next walkthroughs, it'll be Supernatural and World Adventures. You'll also probably want to have ambitions if you plan on choosing a different type of sim for this. I'll go over that in a minute. We'll just load up Sunset Valley here. It's a really good starting town. Has plenty of empty lots that you can build on. Well, here we are in the town, and the first thing that we're going to do is go into Edit Town. Now, the reason that you want to do this is because when you make a mistake for building, you get refunded the full amount, or rather, you're not spending anything, so you don't need to worry about wasting cash. You want to select the cheapest lot, which is right here for 1,200, and then build on it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and design the building, and I'll fast forward through what I'm doing and then come back later and explain it. Okay, so the house is now done. You'll notice that there's paintings up on the walls. You'll want the Environment 3 painting that will give your Sims positive moodlet as far as furnishings are concerned. I'm not sure if it works in the kitchen. I think you might need more because it's a bigger room, but we're just going to go with that for now. It's not that big of a deal. You'll definitely want the second level toilet so it doesn't break quite as often. You'll want the new old fridge from Supernatural if you have it. If not, you can just pick any old fridge that's cheap. You'll probably want the Triforge stove so that it doesn't set on fire as often, and it provides a number of nifty benefits like self-cleaning and boosting your skill. You'll definitely want an upgraded computer. This is so that you can raise your fun, and you'll also be able to raise your social. If you're not doing the writer pathway and you're going to choose another option, then this isn't necessary. You can just get a cat or a dog for your social. You'll probably want an upgraded bed. I'm choosing the Bed of Innocence. There's actually a better one from I think Island Paradise, which is a two bedder, uh, two-person bed, and it's much cheaper. It's only 560, but I don't have that, so I'm not using it. And then you'll want a shower, an upgraded one, so that it doesn't give you negative moodlets. And for the chairs, you'll want Mike's Garage chairs, because they give you a positive moodlet. It's not very big, but they're cheap. In any case, you want to keep your expenditures below 16,500 because that's how much your Sims start with, and you'll be able to purchase the property outright. In any case, we're going to go back into the edit town mode now that we've got it down, and we're going to make our sim. Okay, so there's 4 different ways that you can make a super sim. The first is going through as a painter. So you want to pick artistic, but you don't want to choose any of the painter ones. What you actually want to choose is swimming in cash. This one, where is it? Right here. And you want to get the opportunity to provide 10 to 15 paintings to the business facility. That will give you about 100 to 200,000 immediately, and that will give you the swimming in cash, which will give you enough lifetime reward points to get the Immortal trait. Alternatively, you could go with Savvy Sculptor. Right here. And pick the Descendant of Da Vinci. This will not be completed by the time that you're an adult. However, it will give you enough lifetime happiness points to get the reward regardless, because you get a ton of different opportunities for sculpting. So all you need is the sculpting hobby placed into your room instead of where the painter was or where the computer is, whichever one you want to get rid of. The other way is through exercise and logic. You can get it with Perfect Mind. Where is it? Perfect Mind, Perfect Body. What you do is you get a part-time job, and then during your off hours, you read logic books and you go work out. And you can get this completed before you manage to age up into an adult. The way that we're going to be doing it, though, is we're going to be a writer. So this is probably the most effective way of making a super sim, not only because you get plenty of lifetime reward points, but because you make a lot of simoleons doing it. So we're just going to make the perfect writer here. We're going to give him artistic and bookworm. Now, you don't need to do this, but I always do this. I don't know why. I just want all of my sims to be good. Primarily because when you leave them on autopilot, if they're good, they have a much lower chance of ticking off the other sims. So they only use good interactions with them, so you don't need to worry about maintaining your relationships or relationships of sims that you don't control. And I tend only to control one sim during the entire playthrough. You'll definitely want Hates the Outdoors so that you don't get the stir-crazy moodlet whenever you stay inside all day. And you'll want Loner, because it's just going to be the one sim here, and you'll get a 15 boost to your mood whenever you're by yourself. So it's a pretty good deal. And you want Professional Author here, which is 4,000 per week in royalties. This is super easy to get, and you get a ton of lifetime points. Now I'm using a mod that from Quack Games that allows new lifetime rewards. So once this is finished, I'll be able to immediately pick up Illustrious Author and complete that one, and then move on to complete even more lifetime wishes. So this is just the start of this, but for the first episode I'll just be getting this reward and the Immortal trait. So you can pick whichever life state you want here. Werewolves live slightly longer, but they have this annoying every full moon they can't sleep properly. Fairies and vampires live for 5 times as long. Ghosts never age, so this would be completely pointless with the ghost. But the vampire also gets the immortal trait at half price, even less than that. But I prefer to pick human, and then as the game goes on, I'll use like elixirs and so on in order to give them the life state that am interested in for whatever storytelling I want. We're just going to go ahead and name our guy, Funno McFunno. And I think that's good. So we're going to start him off. And then we're going to place a copy of him right where we built our house, wherever that was. Where was it? Oh, here it is. Right here. So, there we go. And then just change the active household. Choose household. And here we are. Okay, so I'm also using the mod NROS and all of its little sub-mods. So you can homeschool your kids, you can change how fame works, you can change whether or not they're retired. There's a lot of fun stuff in it. Primarily it fixes the game. It makes it so that it isn't as choppy. So, and it will make it so that the city is populated properly. Of course, if you enable this, you want to change a few settings. So I'll show you how to go ahead and do that. I don't want to delete homeless sims. They're fun. Okay. So we're just going to save this game. So you're going to want to go to the town hall here. Select NROS, story progression, and town options. Now, I like to change a few things. You can leave these if you want, but I don't like it when Sims constantly break up with each other, so I'm just going to reduce the adultery chances to 0. I'm not going to allow them to change. Where is it? Here we go. Occult change, so they won't be able to change themselves to vampires or whatever other life state they're interested in. You have to do that manually. Of course, the primary thing that you're interested here is the marriage name. Now, if you leave it alone, you'll end up getting last names that are like 20 characters long. So, what you want to do... Oh, I don't care about... Alright, here we go, marriage name. So, you'll want to click either husband or wife. Good old patriarchy for me. So, we're going to go with husband. And that's all of the changes that we need to make here. Now, you can go into Master Controller. Oh, no, that's not where I want to go. You can go and you can change the cast options. Now, for some reason, this makes it so that vampires never age. Like, it disallows aging, and that's just not the way that the game is supposed to go. They're supposed to be very long-lived. So, I allow aging. I also don't allow them to get pregnant. uh, just because they're not really living. I also make it so that adults can't get pregnant because that's like in your 40s or something like that. It makes it a lot harder to get a big family, but makes it more interesting because you have to pump out kids like three at a time or something. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and change these to my preferences, and I'll be right back when I'm finished doing that. Yeah, if you do have late night installed, I recommend going into options friendship, options celebrity, and turning off false accusations. So even if you fight the accusation and you win, whether you paid it off or you took it to court, you'll still lose all of the friendship uh, points that you lost when the false accusation took place, and this can really screw up your friendships across the town. So if you want to save yourself some headache, just turn that thing off. It really gets unruly to deal with when you have 20 or more friends. Okay, so we're going to start him off. First thing he wants to do is learn writing, take a class. So we're just going to go ahead and get out those lifetime happiness rewards, having him attend a class in writing. Now you don't need to worry about your bills even remotely. They're not going to be very high, and you're going to be making plenty of money from your books. You'll also definitely want to cancel your newspaper subscription. So you do that by going into services. Oh, he has to be home. Alright, here we go. And right here, cancel newspaper delivery. Otherwise, your lot will be filled up with newspapers internally. It's very annoying. Just going to recycle this. I could get some lifetime happiness points for that, but I don't really care. We're not enrolling in the university. So, the first thing you're going to want to do here is play some computer games. One of the reasons of getting the computer is to build up that fun meter. The higher your fun, the more points you get in this little bar here. Now you'll note that it's going up. It only matters when it's above this little checkpoint right here. And you'll see that you're gaining lifetime happiness points at a rapid pace. It works out to roughly 1,000 lifetime happiness points per day, or per sim day. Okay, now we're gonna have him. Wait, you want to use this? We're gonna have him paint. Yep, very nice. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that too. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Oh boy. Yeah, the thing that you definitely want to do when you have NROS is go into general options and change all stories to blood so that you only get notifications when it has to do with your own family, because that'll drastically reduce the notifications that you get. I also like reducing it to snail, but that's entirely up to you. Alrighty, he's got his painting. We don't want to join the painter career or take a class. Don't care about finishing a book. Register as self-employed. Writer. Okay, now that we have painting at level 1, oh, come on, zoom in, and we have writing at level 1, we can go into our computer and click on the More button, and you'll be able to write comic books. So comic books are hands down the most effective method of generating lifetime happiness points, and they produce the second best, aside from sports books, in terms of simoleons earned. So we're just going to have them, this will probably take them a little while, we'll have to cook. We're going to serve some dinner, autumn salad, because we don't want him to cook before his cooking is level 1. So he's just going to have salad, and he's going to like the salad, because he has no choice. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Whoops. There we go. I want the other one. Ah, he didn't even manage to finish his book today. Well, we'll just go to sleep, and I'll be back with you in the morning. Alright, morning is here. We're just going to hop in and grab a quick shower, and I'm going to continue writing the book. So the first few books that you write take quite a while. You need some extra skill in writing before they start being pumped out rapidly. You can make a lot of money from writing, but that is not how we're going to break the bank. I don't want to go to China quite yet. As you can see, our bills are incredibly low. We're going to live like a minimalist. Alright, it's the next morning. We're going to go through the same routine. I'm going to play some video games to get his fun up. And whenever your social bar reaches around this point here, you should start using the chat with someone option. Eventually your goal is to chat with 25 people, and then you'll be able to get the special ambition. I'm not sure what they're called, but it's a special reward for the charisma skill, you need at least 1 point in it, and it will give you a boost to everyone that you talk to eventually. What's he doing? Okay, you'll notice that the lifetime rewards are filling up with writing wants. This is completely normal, and they'll be filled up most of the time. This is where most of your happiness or your lifetime reward points will come from. Speaking of which, now that we have enough, we're going to pick one of the best options here, Steel Bladder. This will allow you to write indefinitely without need to go to the washroom. If only such an option was available in real life. Let's have him write another book. Now you can actually queue the books up to write them one right after another if you, as long as you don't have one started. But you won't necessarily get the write a new book lifetime reward, which is worth around 500 points. It's not that big of a deal, but considering we're trying to do this as quickly as possible, we may as well do everything right down to the wire. Play some more video games. So this is going to be a lot of repetitive nonsense. I'm basically just going to fast forward through this. You can watch the character go as he does. And I'll be back when something happens. Hopefully not before. Oh, yeah. Come on, sleep. There we go. So I'll be back in a little bit. We're gonna fast forward. So this lifetime wish right here, 500 a week in royalties, is kind of hard to get writing just comic books. It is possible, and I'm just going to leave it there until it happens. But if my wishes start getting cluttered, then I'll write a sports book, and that should get me up to 500. Oh, Uh-oh. He's too tired to fix it. We're gonna have to call a repair technician. Yeah, we managed to get it all the same. Lots of lifetime happiness points. This one we won't be able to get. Not even sure why I selected it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Okay, so the computer broke, which happens from time to time. You can try and repair it yourself, but you run the risk of getting yourself electrocuted, and then essentially your character can die. So I'm not willing to take that risk. We're just gonna hire the repairman, and I guess we'll paint while we're waiting. Actually, I have a better idea. We can read some of her comic books. Or, never mind, he's finished already. So this opportunity is really, really pointless. It'll give you a 50 bonus to your happiness for one full day. It just really isn't worth it. Not when not when you can meet your meter requirements so easily, right? Okay, that's a good one. Oh, And we already completed the lifetime goal. So let's pick up Illustrious Author as our next one. Yeah, let's buy a bookshelf. Now you'll note that we're still missing 10,000 points, so we're not there yet. We're not even close to aging up though, so we're going to need to get a few of these ones going, and then we'll have enough. Okay, I'm gonna do a little sneaky thing here. Whenever this Bone Hilda coffin comes up, you can go into your buy sell mode, pick it up, buy it, get the lifetime rewards, and then sell it. It'll cost you about 500 simoleons for 1500 lifetime rewards, but that's a good ratio. Whenever you get one of those buy wishes, you can usually do that and cheat in a few happiness points. Alrighty, so looks like we have enough for a lifetime reward. Let's go ahead and pick it up. It's the age freeze potion here. So you actually have to use it before it will come into effect. You'll see here we still have 12 days left to age up. We're going to drink this potion. So he's finished making his meal. There we go. Age up never. So the sim is now complete to do whatever you want with him. You can just lounge around and do whatever. Uh, Considering that your bills are less than 100, you should be able to survive doing nothing for a very long time. But we're gonna take him into the next level, maybe in another video, where I max out a whole bunch of these lifetime rewards, and we lifetime wishes, I mean, and fill out a bunch of lifetime rewards like no bills ever. Where is it? Yep, that's a good one. Dirt Defiant, Fast Learner. Where's the other one here? That's a really good one. Hardly Hungry. So we're gonna make him into a Supersim, and then I'm gonna show you how to break the bank after that. It's gonna be pretty, well, it'll be pretty boring because I tend to be boring, but that's just what my videos are about, being boring and informative. Anyways, figure I'll become a partner, and then I'll stop the video.